Good morning. Oh dear. I haven't really spoken yet today. My voice is still a bit weird. But I'm making tea, and once it's done, I should be a lot more lively. So, this is me in the morning. This is the time of day I least like people to see, but this is a vlog, and it has to be true to life, really. So, I have especially bad morning hair, because it's so short. And my face hasn't really sunk into place yet. My eyebrows are still a bit all over the place. I don't know what's the best way to wake up, really. Probably with tea. But a shower helps as well, I guess. Be right back. I was splashed a bit. I don't know if there are any American people watching this. But if they are, I'm sure I'm just reinforcing the British stereotype for them. Look, I love tea, I have to say. I don't know if any of my friends really like tea as much as I do, but I like tea. Not sure what to talk about, really. Oh yes, I had a bit of a frightening dream, really. 1 minute it was fine, I was just talking to my dad or whatever normal stuff happens in dreams, I forget that part, but then I was walking down a road through the underpass because it's a shortcut to the Asda supermarket near where I live, and in the distance I could see a burly looking gang. So I'd slingshot round, really quick, just turn back the way I came, and they noticed this, and they run after me, and I start to run as well because I'm frightened by this point. I'm almost lying in the road screaming, but I choose not to. I run, which is a good thing. But then I round the corner, and there's another gang member waiting for me, and he stabs me in the stomach. And then I wake up, and I'm hugging the pillow. The people in the films, they always tend to sit up suddenly, covered in sweat, but that's never happened to me. I usually end up holding the pillow, rocking. Sorry for that face. So that scared the ever-living out of me, but the good news is I'm using it as the first scene in the sequel to the book I'm writing now, Lady of the Wraiths, so that should come off quite well. You see, in the second book, one of our antagonists, Elodie, who is a wraith, is possessed by her own deity and journeys back to England, where her friend Sandrine was, researching wraiths, and they find a gang that glorifies them. Goes out and commits violent acts in their name, thinks they're just the best thing. And she meets with the gang leader, and they try and take Lady Wraith back because she's off possessing other people, world domination and all that sort of thing. So that's that. I didn't think it would hurt this much this morning. I didn't have a lot of sleep. I watched Michael McIntyre till about midnight, then tried to go to sleep but didn't manage it for another couple of hours, and then woke up around 3 having that nightmare, and then couldn't drop off again for a little while. It was that good, the idea. I had to write it down immediately. The gang member's name is Andy Sutcliffe, which I thought was appropriate. I was in the car when I was trying to come up with his character a couple of days ago, and the surname Sutcliffe just came from the sign outside a company house or something. It's nothing special. Although I am aware it is also the surname of a noted serial killer, so there's kind of a connotation there. I might change it, I don't know. Andy isn't especially a menacing name either, but he's not a proper thug, I don't think. He's intelligent enough to know what a wraith is, and so are his gang. They mainly prey on unsuspecting middle-aged types, like Sheba Hart in Notes on the Scandal. People like her. In fact, the woman they attack looks exactly like Sheba Hart in my head. Putting it down on paper, I don't know if I'll focus on everything. I usually pick about 3 things to describe about strangers, especially if they're not important to the story. Even the main characters, sometimes I don't reveal what they look like until right at the end. What else? don't always remember my dreams, really. I used to have really interesting ones, but I find the older I get, the more boring they become. I'm 18 now, and they've started to become boring. Because I'm entering a sort of adult world where, you know, everything must be taken seriously, I start having dreams about shopping at Tesco, or learning how to drive, or brushing my teeth and then a tooth falls out. Sometimes it's moderately exciting, but mostly it's about normal, everyday things. My mum's still having exciting dreams. You know, she dreams that I'm on a bus and I'm pregnant and I didn't tell her. And then a dinosaur, I don't know, more exciting stuff than me, anyway. I had a friend who used to tell me about his dreams all the time, and he had very interesting ones, or very long, involved ones anyway, you know, often about zombie apocalypses, running after his family, or talking whales. And yes, the updates came regularly. He used to have a lot of dreams. Well, they used to have a lot of dreams. Anyway, I'm not going to bring up my friends too much because they don't really know about this yet, and I don't want to go and have to seek permission because then they'll watch them and they'll find out what I'm really like. And I don't want to have to face that immediately. You know, I don't want them to have to see me in the morning unnecessarily. I mean, one of them's seen me in the morning, but that's only because I slept on her floor. That's not good, by the way. You know, you wake up feeling like you've done 10 rounds with Lennox Lewis. He's a boxer, if you remember. I think he's a boxer. Oh dear. I was always terrible at history. But then I didn't like my history teacher. For one thing, she used to sing Little Donkey constantly. I'm going to try the tea. I do drink it hot, but I don't know if it's quite cool enough yet. Bear in mind, I only made it a few minutes ago. It's a bit too hot still. I'll leave it. It's always amazed me how the hottest thing in the universe seems to be in the McDonald's apple pie. I don't know how they do it. Do they, you know, toss it really high up to the sun and then let it bake for a few minutes? Do they suspend it on a string down an active volcano? I have no idea. I've never liked them very much anyway. They always seemed a bit... That's not pastry, is it? It's not. It's not pastry at McDonald's. Ah. I'd write a letter of complaint, but I'm too lazy. I'm always lazy. I'm too lazy to write letters. I wrote a letter once to Derek Landy's publisher because of all the comics, and people were requesting that I put them into a book. And I sent a letter asking, would this be alright if I gave full credit to Derek Landy and didn't make any money off it, or so on and so on, but they never replied. Which I can understand because they're a publishing company and they get a lot of submissions, usually from authors who want to become the next J.K. Rowling, like me. Except I want to become the next Derek Landy. And I base my writing a little bit on his, I guess. There's a bit of violence, a bit of, well, some gore. There has to be. The main character, Rana J, works at the circus on something called the Drill of Death. And this involves him trying to escape his binds while the drill sort of whirs behind him. Only during the act itself, he fails to untie himself in time and the drill goes right through him. And everyone's screaming, and the assistant on the ground floor, who's holding an enormous clock timing him, drops it. And then he climbs off the end seemingly unharmed. That's his act. Although it's not really a trick, because he actually does die. But that's a part of the story that comes into it later. I'm having fun doing these, I think. I don't know if anyone's out there watching them, probably not, but one day they might. I think they're all going to have to take place in this kitchen as well, because I don't have a good camera. I have a camera on my phone, but it doesn't really work as well. It's got a fair amount of pixels, but even so, this one's a lot better. You can see my lovely face. Lovely. I'm just glad it's fairly symmetrical, I guess. There are a couple of things I don't like about myself, like my feet. I mean, I can do a trick with them. I can spread my toes, which people think is disgusting. But I've worn shoes without socks so many times that the heels have become a bit scabby and blistered, and you know, they've got scars there now, which are never going away. So that part I don't like about myself, but generally I don't mind. I don't think there's any point in being hung up about your appearance, so There you go. God, 10 minutes, I better stop this before people get bored. If you are bored, then please don't tell your friends that you're bored. Just send them the video anyway and see what they think. You know, just trick them into thinking that this is an interesting vlog, and maybe they'll watch it and I'll get comments and views, which would be nice. You know, very ego-stroking, and would encourage me to tell you more about my life, which is quite cathartic in a way. I hope it's interesting to you. Please let me know if it is, and I'll see you the next time around. Right, bye!